Miles of perfect white sand, stunning views out of the Gulf of Mexico. Surely the perfect location for some of the toughest, fastest jet ski riders on the planet. So welcome to the magnificent St. Pete Beach for the Grand Prix of the Gulf, presented to you by St. Pete Clearwater. We're here at the famous Postcard Inn on the beach for round 2 of the 2018 AquaX Pro Enduro Championship. Nearly 30 of the world's top jet ski riders have descended here for what I'm sure will be an awesome weekend's racing. Last time out in Miami's Marine Stadium, the riders were left feeling, well, a little frustrated after only managing to get one race in over the weekend. It was the local Sea Life who were the real winners there. Here's Mikey Young with the story.
Although we were in the shadows of the bright lights in the big city of Miami Beach, we did not get a whole lot of racing done. Brian Baldwin was, of course, on the scene as we take a look at Miami Marine Stadium. Hadn't been a race here in 26 years, and we were certainly glad to go back. Sophie Francis made her debut as our first women rider in the Pro 300, and there was some great battling going on between boat number 94, Erminio Iantosca, and 911, Eric Francis. Christian Daly also had made his debut, along with all the usual suspects. It was a great day for racing in Miami. However, the waters would prove to be a little too much for some of our riders.
So after that shortened weekend's racing in Miami, it's Eric Francis who tops the standings. And at the pre-event press conference here on the beach in St. Pete, things were about to get even sweeter for him as he was handed the world ranking #1 spot, taking the title off the outgoing champ and teammate Chris "Macatak" McLuggage.
Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here at the Postcard Inn in glorious St. Pete Beach, Florida, where today we announced the #1 spot of the P1 Aquacross rankings for 2018. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have confirmed that Eric Francis has taken away that #1 spot. Eric, dude, you got to be pretty stoked, man. How does it feel to take that #1 spot?
It's a great feeling. I had it a few years ago, held it for 2 years, and Chris stripped it from me and held it for 2 years, and now we're coming back to try to reign on top again.
Tell me, what does the world ranking mean to you?
I mean, it's more bragging rights than anything, but it's a great feeling just to be at the top of any chart. So I mean, it's an awesome feeling.
Now, who do you think that your main threats on the track for 2018 are going to be, and how are you going to keep that boat up there in the #1 spot?
I mean, the biggest threat out there is myself, but Chris has always been a competitor. He always will be. As long as the guy's on the track, he's always got a chance to win. Baldwin, he's always up there in the mix, and Arminio's really starting to shine on that new ski. So as the season goes older, I mean, we'll see if he gets a little faster and see if he can bring it to the top.
Now that you and Eric are on the same team, are you racing to keep you guys 1 and 2, or are you still racing to keep Chris McLuggage #1?
No, I mean, yes, we are a team, but, I always manage to find the M and the E in the team.
Well, I'll tell you what, best of luck. Here's your Broward Motorsports, currently running 1 and 2 in the world P1 Aquacross, Eric Francis and Chris McLuggage. Thanks, guys.
So fantastic news there for Eric Francis, taking that #1 world ranked spot. And Mikey, great to see you here this weekend.
Kev, great to see you too. I'll tell you what, that #1 plate only means now that he's got the bullseye on his back.
He certainly does, and Chris McLuggage played it down a little bit. He did the teammate card like he's not bothered, it's good for the team and all that, but he's going to want it back, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to be calm, collected. He's not going to show that he really wants that plate back, but you're going to see that out there today on the water.
And it's not just those two guys that are going to be duking it out. After Miami, that was disappointing. The race was cut short, but there was a lot of names running at the front, and they're all going to be charging. People like Baldwin, Iantosca in the mix, Cyril Lemoyne, Jay Edworthy.
Right, and don't forget about the Aswar brothers coming over
course.
from Indonesia, and Aero Aswar in Miami was really on the move. Again, that first race cut short, only 18 minutes, and Aswar had made 6 passes within that first 18 minutes. He was on the move.
It certainly was. Conditions here as well, the ocean, it's not rolling surf like we perhaps see in Daytona. Quite flat, actually.
Yeah, typical Gulf Coast weather out here, flat, but it'll pick up through the day. So as we get toward the latter stages of the day, things will be a little bit bigger out there.
And last one, it's going to be tough for them. They've got 2 races today and 2 races tomorrow. This is a physical weekend racing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're used to only 3 races. That's only 90 minutes on the water. This weekend, we're looking at 120 minutes, 2 full hours out on the water, going full bore. I'll tell you what, I hope they ate their Wheaties.
I'm sure they did. Right, you've got some commentary to do, so we'll let you do that, and we'll go and see what else is going on down here on the sand. So Matt, great to see you here this weekend. We're about to start a fantastic weekend's racing in St. Pete Beach. How are you feeling coming into it?
I feel good. I haven't been able to train a lot this year. I have work 6 days a week, and but I tested my boat the other day, and it's definitely on fire compared to the first round. First round, it wasn't up to where I needed it to be. Eric got away and rode a really exceptional race.
And as we look out on the ocean here, it's a different setting to Miami. It could be quite lumpy out there. You think it's going to be a tough race?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit choppy. It was here last year. It was a bit choppy. It's a lot of boat chop from boats driving by around the course, and some of our chop, a little bit of wind chop, all mixes together. It's going to make an exciting race.
Awesome series, guys.
Jay, great to see you here this weekend.
Coming out of the first race of the year in Miami with a 4th place, or kind of sitting there for points, really gives you a confidence boost during the year. We're pretty confident in what we bought. We'll be competitive like we were last weekend and like we were at the end of last year. Like I said, it's a new craft for us, new hull design. We ran a different hull last year with virtually the same setup, like motor combination, and everything seemed to work well for us. In Fort Lauderdale, we showed good. In the Keys, unfortunately, we had a little bit of a problem, but Miami, we came out strong. We've been riding at home on the Great Lakes in cooler conditions than this, but yeah, the ski feels good. We're still tuning. We're still trying to get better with it and learn it. I think we'll be competitive, and we just want to be up front like everybody else.
Well, it really is a fantastic scene down here on the sand in St. Pete Beach. So join us after the break when we'll be going racing. Welcome back to St. Pete Beach, where the fans are getting set for what will hopefully be an awesome race. And when that's all done, this is the perfect place to enjoy the rest of their vacation, as I found out earlier. Tim, great to see you here this weekend. You must be thrilled. This event seems to be going brilliantly so far.
We are so stoked to host this for the second year. The crowd is unbelievable today. The weather's cooperating, and obviously it's just a great day here on the St. Pete Beach.
What was it about P1 Superstock and P1 AquaX that you thought, you know what, we're quite like that in St. Pete Clearwater?
It's the type of event that meshes well with our brand. We're a fun, exciting destination. Obviously, we're known for our award-winning beaches here, and to have this kind of activity for all these fans here on the beach, it's just a perfect blend of excitement here in St. Pete Beach.
And I can confirm all that to be true, as the scene here in St. Pete is absolutely stunning. Time now, though, to go racing, so let's go join Mikey.
Hey, thanks, Kev. A great day here at St. Pete Beach. Let's take a look at our course guide. The course is going to consist of 8 turns this weekend, going to be about 1.25 miles in length. We will start up at the northwest side and work our way south for the starting line. Let's go to the start now, and we're on board with Eric Francis, the current points leader and world points leader. Green flag is dropped, and we are off and away. Coming up on Francis's left side, looks like Christian Daly. As Francis getting tossed around out there, the course really didn't look like it was that bad. Oh, look down here, bottom right-hand side. It looks like we have a collision, and I believe that was Johnny Smith and Mike Klippenstein involved in that altercation. It looked like Smith was just headed toward that buoy where Mick, our race director, had a rider's briefing after our main rider's briefing this morning, changing the course, and that may have caused some confusion for some of the riders out there. Well, it doesn't confuse boat number 110. That is the slugger, Troy Snyder, grabbing his first hole shot of this P1 AquaX career. Getting ready to work his way down the front straightaway as he works it by our Rip It energy drink buoy. Lagopoulos right behind him, so Lagopoulos also with a great start here this weekend. And this doesn't look good. I see our marshals are working on our 2 boats that went down back there, and this may cause a red flag. We'll see what the officials think as our racers head into lap number 2. Let's go on board now with Aero Aswar, who was not involved in that altercation on the way to turn number 1. And you can see the field a little bit spread out here for only being on the second lap. Taking a look at the St. Pete skyline there, as we take a look at Eric Lagopoulos, and yep, they are going to pull out the dreaded red, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll have to go with a restart. And again, if you take a look about 3/4 of the way down right-hand side, one rider cutting across everybody, and boom, right into Clippers. I believe that was Johnny Smith and Mike Klippenstein that were involved in that altercation, and hopefully both of them 2 racers will be okay. All right, let's take a look at why we had that red flag. You could see the collision right there between Johnny Smith and Mike Klippenstein. About 5 or 6 riders actually taken out in that altercation, and you can see Clipper not feeling good as he gets helped off the beach by our safety crew. Safety crew did a great job out there on it right away, and hopefully Mike's going to be all right. Let's go with the restart now, and we'll go back on board with Eric Francis, who was our big winner at Miami Marine Stadium just a couple of weeks ago. The green flag is dropped, and we are off and away. And again, you can see Daly just flanked to his left right now. Christian Daly, brother of IndyCar driver Connor Daly, out here with us this weekend. And boy, I'll tell you, it is tough to get a hole shot here in St. Pete Beach, as they are about 6 wide. Taking a look through McCluggage's rear view camera, and you can see just how tight it is on the way to turn number 1. There is Baldwin right behind him, and it looks like that is Eric Lagopoulos, the outlaw, looking for a hole shot here. Boat number 361, sponsored by Ford and the Waterfront 2 restaurant out of Osprey. Right behind Lagopoulos, you have McCluggage and Baldwin, but here comes Ian Tosca. Arminio Ian Tosca darts into that 3rd place position. Lagopoulos, McCluggage, Ian Tosca, 1, 2, and 3 in the early stages of this one. We'll see how long Lagopoulos can hold on to it. He's being pressed right now by the Mac attack, Chris McCluggage out of Jupiter, Florida, and you can see Mac able to go around Lagopoulos. Lagopoulos again sponsored by Riva Racing, and he's going to need some Riva help right now if he wants to catch up to the Broward Motorsports rider Chris McCluggage, who was last year's national champion. So you got McCluggage in first, Lagopoulos in second, and I believe that is Brian Baldwin currently in our third place position. Taking a look through the goggles there of Lagopoulos, and you can see McCluggage starting to extend that lead as they work their way down the back straightaway. Working south as we view it here from behind the postcard in. Brian Baldwin, currently the world champion from 2017, trying to reclaim that title as we go back on board with Chris McCluggage, Lagopoulos, Ian Tosca, 1, 2, and 3. As McCluggage, I know, would like to pull off a win here. This is race number 1 in St. Pete. We had a couple of marine holds, so these pros here are chomping at the bit after some marine holds down in Miami and now here in St. Pete. So again, McCluggage has his work cut out for him. Again, Eric Francis last night claiming the world points leader here in St. Pete Beach, also a winner in Miami. Take a look just exactly where your leader is on the course as he heads up to the northeast section. And it looks like Lagopoulos now being pressed by Ian Tosca. And you can see that's your battle for second. Oh, here comes Francis. Francis picking up the broom and sweeping hard on the outside will overtake that second place position. That's going to drop Lagopoulos down to fourth, Ian Tosca in third. And what a change of events here as McCluggage, Francis, Lagopoulos running 1, 2, and 3. But McCluggage now has company in the form of Eric Francis, and Francis has been working out like a banshee, and he really is hungry for this title. As we go on board with Eric Francis, and you can see it doesn't look too rough from the shoreline here, but once you get out there and you've got 27 of your best friends all going 75 plus mile per hour with no brakes, things tend to chop up just a little bit. Taking a look through the rear view camera once again of Chris McCluggage, and you can see just what kind of a lead he has over Francis right now. As far as time goes, he's about a 3.5 second lead over Francis, but Francis definitely not a slouch. And I can imagine he's going to be chopping away at that lead from the veteran McCluggage. And taking a look at Chris McCluggage once again, getting ready to come down that front straightaway. Very calm, but right behind McCluggage right now, looks like he might be a lap down. That is the 129 coming all the way up from Argentina, Lionel Morelli. Lionel also on one of the brand new Sea-Doos out there this weekend, a new Sea-Doo RXPX 310. Taking a look at Brian Baldwin running the Stars and Bars here at St. Pete Beach. Baldwin, as we pointed out, the 2017 world champion, and I'm sure that he would like to get that national championship and some points toward that championship here today in St. Pete. Again, taking a broader scope here, you can see just how long this course is, as we pointed out at the onset, about 1.25 miles in length. Taking a look, another one of our foreign contingent riders out there, boat number 97. That is Jonathan Valet. Valet about ready to go a lap down to boat number 46. McCluggage, who is on fire out there. Chris is really looking good, really looking smooth. Looks like he came to do business here this weekend. As you can see, he's got a couple of lapped riders in front of him, or a couple of back markers. I believe that was Carlito Devalier that we just had focused in on. And it looks like he's getting ready to put Lagopoulos a lap down in the books. And Lagopoulos, after having the hole shot, I'm not sure if he has a mechanical issue or what, but has just went down a lap on your race leader, Chris McCluggage. McCluggage again picking up that Broward Motorsports sponsorship this year, also running for Dean's team and a host of others as we back on board there with Lagopoulos. And there's a C477, another factory Sea-Doo rider from north of the border. That is the Chicken Man, Jay Edworthy. Edworthy also riding for JetX this season. And they've started out pretty well as they got a top 5 finish down at Miami Marine Stadium. Back on board with Chris McCluggage, focused on your leader. Again, Chris also racing for Monster Energy this year. He's raced for them for the last several years, and they've been a big part of his championship winnings. Chris actually out here running solo this weekend with the Broward Motorsports team. Didn't bring the family over here. Normally Chris has the whole family up here, but I believe his sister is in the hospital getting a knee replacement done this weekend, and we wish Sandy all the best. There's boat number 191, the only female out there in the pro class in the 300 Enduro division, which we're watching right now, Sophie Francis, and she is an Iron Woman. As McCluggage gets ready to put down Lagopoulos another lap, taking a look over, hoping for a halfway flag, and he's not going to get it this time around as Chris McCluggage with about a 10-second lead now over Francis. And he's really kind of in a race of his own. We'll see if he can hold on to that or if he fades toward the end. Chris is normally in very good shape. We'll see if he can hold on to that as we take a look at boat number 94, Arminio Iantasca. Iantasca trying to do well for all of his teammates out here from Reba Racing this weekend. And we can see Francis has moved back into the picture. That is your battle for first place right there. Francis on the outside of McCluggage as they get ready to come down into the front straightaway, but it looks like Francis will have position. Here comes Francis on the inside. They are rail to rail, and Francis gets past McCluggage, bottom left-hand side of the track. Max slips back to second. Francis goes into first, and I'll tell you, you could see a big smile underneath that red helmet right now. So Francis trying to stay perfect on the season. First race of the weekend here in St. Pete. Boy, what a great weekend it has been. Special thanks to all of our friends from Visit St. Pete Clearwater. Boat number 191, Sophie Francis, trying to stay on the lead lap with all of the boys. Currently running in about 8th, 9th position, which is pretty stellar considering we started out with 28. On board with her husband once again, it is Eric Francis. Eric's going to take a look over at the flagman, and I believe he's going to see the white flag this time around. So 1 lap to go for the Eagle, Eric Francis trying to stay perfect here in 2018. Francis with about 3/4 of the course to go, but doesn't have anybody in front of him. And, it looks like Jay Edward, he had some issues there with the Sea-Doo, comes over to the Jet X crew, but he's going to get back out onto the track in order to try to keep some points. Francis, McCluggage, Baldwin, 1, 2, and 3. Has not too much time left to go in this one. Only a couple more buoys to negotiate here for the Eagle, Eric Francis. Francis looking strong out here in race number 1, but he had to work to do it. He started out in about 7th, 8th place and had to work his way through the pack. And Eric Francis takes a look over, and you can see the arm pump up in the air as Eric Francis will take race number 1. The goggles come off, and congratulations to Eric Francis and his sponsors, Broward Motorsports, Factory Yamaha, Dean's Team, Fly Racing, and APS Racing. And I'll tell you, what a great job there by Francis as boat number 191. His wife, Sophie, comes over to congratulate him. Boat number 116 in the background there, Banji Ramjeet. Taking a look down, we had Eric Francis in first, McCluggage in second, Baldwin in third, Iantasca in fourth, Chris Saxon in fifth, and Aero Aswar rounds out your top 6.
Eric, fantastic first result for you there. You must be stoked.
Yeah, that was a scary first start to the red flag. Kind of got everybody, messed up a bit. And then we got it straightened out in the second start. Had a terrible start. I think I came out 9th or 10th. And, just put my head down and focus at one person at a time. And Mac was a long ways away. I just didn't look at him, didn't focus on him, just focus on passing the next person. And next thing I know, he was the next person. So it was awesome. I passed him right here. It was in front of everybody. It was a hard race, but it's well earned.
Well, we may have only got one race done today, but what a race it was. After that restart, all of the usual suspects were running the front and fighting it out. And best of all, they'll be back tomorrow to do it all again. So join us after the break when the action continues. Welcome back to St. Pete Beach. We're next out on track in the ocean here are the guys that are hoping one day to be running with the big guns. That's the AquaX Amateur Enduros.
Just like the pros, racers come from all over the world to compete, including Andrea Dominguez from Colombia.
All my life I practice water sports. I love the jet ski. I practice in my country, Colombia, for being 14 years. I finally think that it's very important to practice and participate in this country, in the United States. So I'm here to be the best and give all that I can do in all the race.
Who do you think will be the strongest competition in P1 Aquacross this weekend?
I think that is very difficult to be in the podium because have a lot of pilots, professional jet ski pilots. So I only enjoy and learn. That is the idea this year.
So let's see who's the best of the amateurs as we head on out to the start line with Mikey.
All right, folks, as we get ready to go here with race number 1 for our amateur class, we've got 36 total amateurs coming from far and wide to descend here upon St. Pete Clearwater. And here we go. The green flag is dropped. We are off and away. And boy, I'll tell you, when there's 35 of your best friends side by side out there, you're all headed into one turn, 70+ mile an hour, no brakes, things can get a little bit hairy. And hairy they got for one of our riders. As we take a look out, and you can see the Visit St. Pete Clearwater boat. Tyler Hill running toward the front right now. He's actually running for Jason Lester. Lester has a broken fib coming into today and enlisted the help there of Tyler Hill. And that is Mikey Boston, boat number 69, looking to grab a hole shot here as he comes up on turn number 1. We'll see if he can carry this speed into that turn. And he hooks, he catches an edge, and off of his boat he comes. And a tough break there for Mikey Boston as he is in a very bad area there at turn number 1. So a tough break for him, and I believe that was boat number 129, Jeffrey Tieran, also, or 122 rather, also involved in that altercation. As your race leader, Derek Anderson, able to come through unscathed. He takes a look right, takes a look left, and says, hey man, I'm out in front. How about this? There's a gift for you. So we got Anderson out in front, Tyler Hill from Lake Havasu City by way of Riverside, California in second, and I believe that was Chris Landis in the third place position. As we take a look at our riders, beautiful day here in St. Pete Beach. Going back to that accident, and it looks like he just caught an edge. Mikey just, boom, catches the edge, tosses the boat, and again has to duck there and hold his head underwater for a couple minutes while everybody goes past. So a tough break there for Mikey Boston. Anderson, the benefactor. And you got a big battle for first place now between Anderson and Tyler Hill. Hill's going to try to work to the inside on the Visit St. Pete Clearwater boat. And it looks like he's going to get it. As we look up top right-hand side of the track, and it's Tyler Hill coming out of the jet spray in first place. And Hill comes from a racing family. We've got Hill, Anderson, Landis, 1, 2, and 3 right now. Going back to Hill, his mother, Renee Hill, also a former world champion in Lake Havasu just a couple of short years ago. So this family been racing for a long time. Great to have him out here on the East Coast. And this could be the first time a West Coaster takes a win here at Aquacross on the East Coast. You're watching the amateur 300 Enduro. It's combined with our 200 class out there. And in the 300 class, you still got Tyler Hill out in front of Derek Anderson and Chris Landis, who races for Riva Racing. And you can see Hill just disposing of back markers as he works his way down the back straightaway. Taking a look now, boat number 122, Luis Vega, one of the newcomers to P1 Aquacross, working his way down the front straightaway as we go back out to your race leader. And Tyler Hill making it look easy out there. Again, getting a gift there from Jason Lester, who flew him out from Lake Havasu a little earlier this week for a little time in the sunshine. Not like Lake Havasu doesn't have enough sunshine, but he's going to get a little bit more here in St. Pete Beach this weekend. Race leader works left to right down the front straightaway. He's still followed by this guy, boat number 221, Dave Davidson, who has really come on strong here, and Tommy Olswang. Davidson in third, Olswang currently in second, and Olswang part of that Broward Motorsports arsenal, if you will. As the white flag comes out, time is running out for the rest of the pack here. Boat number 35, Tyler Hill, making it look easy out there. Great weekend for Tyler. as he's got one more buoy to negotiate as the checkered flag comes out here in St. Pete Beach for the final time. Congratulations, Tyler Hill, boat number 35. Again, racing this weekend for Visit St. Pete Clearwater. Great job there by Tyler as the rest of the pack starts to come through. Taking a look at our championship points for the weekend. Tyler Hill, 25 points. Holswang with 20 points. Dave Davidson with 17. Derek Anderson with 15 points. 14 for Holmquist and 13 for Diaz.
Man, huge congratulations taking the win there on this Visit St. Pete Clearwater boat. How you feeling?
Awesome. For my first ever aquacross race, that was so much fun. You know, to anybody that's listening or watching, if you have a ski, get out here and come do it. That was so much fun.
And you've done it on home turf. The crowd are going to love it.
Yeah, the St. Pete Yamaha did absolutely amazing. You know, it's such a beautiful place, great race venue, and it was fun out there. That's all I can say.
Well, that's what the hometown fans wanted, surely. Tyler Hill there on that number 35 boat, taking the win in the amateur class.
For the pros though, like most of us, it's been a frustrating day as marine delays once again have played their part. Chris McLuggage explained to me what happened at that red flagged first start and just what it was like from his side of the handlebars.
Yeah, it was scary because number 72 was on the left side of the starting grid. I think about third position. I was fifth, and he just came out of nowhere and he was hell-bent on getting to that buoy that was the wrong one. And he cut across the whole field, and Eric, myself, Arminio, and Mike Klippenstein, you know, fortunately for us three, we didn't get hurt, but Mike got hurt and a couple other riders got hurt. He just was focused on one buoy, and it was the wrong one. But yeah, it was great. Great to lead. I think I led for about 25 minutes. It's hot out here. I'm not in the best shape right now, but the boat ran great, and I got a little bit tired.
But one racer who knows how to handle the heat and keep himself in great shape is Sea-Doo rider Ant Radatic, who told me how he was feeling coming into this weekend.
I'm feeling great, Kev. Dude, I love the event. It's a lot of people out here. It seems like a party.
So you've been doing aquacross now for a few years and you're still doing it. What is it about it that keeps you coming back?
Man, I like the fight out there. It's, you know, the endurance race, so you're constantly battling. It's sort of you against everyone else in the nature and stuff. It's an amazing event, just fighting out there. It's like a marathon, but more excitement.
And to be able to do it at the top level, you have to keep yourself really fit. I know that you do an awful lot of working out. What are you doing when we're not here at the race weekend?
My biggest regimen is a softly training program, and then I do a lot of cycling. I cycle about 1.5 to 3 hours a day. That's with 1 day out of the week off type of thing. But for this event, you got to stay hydrated, eat good, and that's about it. Just train, and eat good.
Well, one man who might be feeling the pressure this weekend, but he's going to have the whole town cheering for him, is Pro Enduro rising star number 105, Christian Daly, because he's riding the Visit St. Pete Clearwater ski.
It's awesome being able to rep Visit St. Pete Clearwater here at St. Pete venue. I'm really looking forward to getting today started.
Tell us about yesterday's race. That first start was quite something. Skis were going everywhere.
Yeah, it was a crazy start. The first start, a little bit of confusion. A lot of people started pushing left, so I had to go left and got T-boned from behind. Started doing cartwheels through the air.
And when the restart happened, you got into the second race. How did that one work out for you?
The second race was pretty good. I just need to be a little bit more patient out there. Just pace myself, stay consistent. I had a spin off in the first turn, spun the boat around, was facing everyone coming towards me, but and then I had a get off in the far end of the track, which didn't help. Again, I just need to be patient and stay consistent because that's the name of the game out here.
right, so it looks like we are all ready and set to go racing once again, and the wind has picked up down here on the coast, so you can expect it to be pretty choppy and pretty lumpy out there once again. All eyes will be on this man, Eric Francis, because can he make it 2 from 2? Well, let's head over to Mikey and find out.
Thanks, Kevin. Getting set here with race number 2 as we take a look. Axa Aswar, Arminio Ian Tosca getting set. And again, of course, the same as we've seen it in Moto number 1. Again, 8 turns here in this. The finish line will be right along the front straightaway. Again, about 1.25 miles in length. As we get set to go here, we're on board with Brian Baldwin, currently world number 1, as Baldwin works his way through these rough seas. Things have really chopped up here since that first race. And you can tell a lot of white caps that we're seeing here from the shoreline. And it looks like Jason Russo on the Geico boat getting an amazing start. His best start of 2018. Easy to pick out with that bright yellow boat. Jason Russo comes to us from Bradenton, Florida, has his own shop, Russo Marine, which does most of his sponsorship and backing. But don't look now, Russo, you got company, and he's from Jakarta, Indonesia. That is Superman, Aero Aswar, boat number 119. Both Aero and his brother racing in this one. Uh-oh, don't look now. Arminio Ian Tosca has a hard get-off, gets involved with an altercation there, Chris Saxon. And you can see the number 94 pilotless right now as Arminio swimming frantically to get back up on that Sea-Doo, and hopefully he's not going to be knocked out of this one. Going on board with Eric Lagopoulos. Lagopoulos goes over the back of the tray there of Lionel. However, he is able to hold on to it as we go back over to Brian Baldwin. Baldwin again on the Stars and Bars, known as the boss in his pits. And he is trying to be the boss out here this weekend as top 3 finish in race number 1. I'm sure that he would like to stay consistent and get some more points toward that national championship. Taking a look with your race leader, 70, 71 mile per hour. Pretty quick out here in this chop. Aero Aswar again bringing his father Foley over from Jakarta, Indonesia, and of course his younger brother out there in this one as Baldwin will try to get past the Aswar brothers, who are currently running up toward the top. I believe you got Aero up in front, followed by Jason Russo in second, Axa Aswar in third, McCluggage in fourth, Baldwin in fifth here at this stage. As Aero Aswar makes a turn and comes down the front straightaway, looking strong on that Dean's team boat. Factory Yamaha also helping the Aswar brothers out. You see Russo, and there is your battle for third place right now, and it looks like Carlito Devallier has got up in the mix there, but I believe Devalier's a lap down as he came off on lap number 1. And look now, working to the inside, Eric Francis able to get past both Aswar and Devallier. One fail swoop, and don't look now, but Eric Francis has moved up into that second place position. Back on board with Brian Baldwin. Baldwin still running in third right now. And Baldwin knows that it's consistency that builds championships as we take a look down the back straightaway. Back to Eric Lagopoulos. Lagopoulos again racing for Riva Racing, Dave Bamdis and company, located down in Pompano Beach, Florida. And the whole Riva crew is here and on board today. Again, you can see your race leader headed toward the bottom left-hand side of the track or the southeast side of the track as we view it here from the postcard end, and it is still Aero Aswar, boat number 119, maintaining that lead on the Dean's team Yamaha. Now looking down the back straightaway, it looks like Axa Aswar has company now. You got Aero Aswar in front, Axa Aswar in second, and boat number 1, Brian Baldwin, has snuck right back into this one. Going back and taking a look at that crash a little bit earlier between Saxon and Ian Tosca. You can see Ian Tosca right there behind Saxon, just flanked to his left as they come into the front straightaway. And Saxon, boom, and you can see from the helmet cam, Arminio Ian Tosca doing a little break dancing on top of the Gulf of Mexico today. Not happy with Chris Saxon as he works his way back to his boat. So a tough break there for Ian Tosca and for Saxon, who are both normally in the front. See the marshals coming up to clean up the yard sale. As boat number 94, it looks like, unfortunately, it's going to be an early day at the races for Ian Tosca as he heads back to his pit area. And a tough break for the Italian stallion out of Naples, Florida. Great job by the safety crew, though. They're always Johnny on the spot. Special thanks to them for being there and able to recover quickly. As we go back out to your race leader, still in first place, it's Aero Aswar. Aswar again coming from a closed course background into the endurance, and Aswar's done very, very well here with endurance. We'll see if he can hold that boat number 119 together for the whole 30 minutes plus a lap. As we go back on board with Brian Baldwin, you can see Baldwin's got company right there. There's McCluggage side by side with Baldwin. They are rail to rail. And it just goes to show the trust that they have for one another, going that fast and being that close to each other. So McCluggage has worked his way past Baldwin into that third place position. Baldwin slides back to fourth. And I believe we still have Aero up in front, Oxa in second. See if Oxa can hold on to it, because Oxa Aswar had some issues in the first race. As you see your race leaders splitting the back marker along the back straightaway. Going back on board with Chris McCluggage, and you can see that's what it looks like in his rear view mirror right now as he puts Russo down a lap. Jason Russo with a great start in this one. But again, it's not how you drive, it's how you arrive. And the checkered hasn't fallen yet, and that's bad news for Jason Russo. Again, the water conditions a little bit rougher than race number one, and we'll see if that causes any mechanical problems as we head into the latter stages here of race number two. And only 2 races able to get in here for the pros this weekend due to some marine mammal holds, but that doesn't stop us whatsoever, and it's not stopping Aero Aswar on boat number 119. Aswar maintaining that lead, and you can see he's starting to stretch it out as we see the battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth in Aero's rearview mirror. Taking a look out, Eric Francis moving up pretty quick. Didn't get a great start, but Francis isn't known for starting great, but he is known for finishing great. As we take a look at your race leader again, and it looks like he might have a mechanical issue there. Looks like he might be down a cylinder, as here comes, I believe that is a McCluggage on the outside. So McCluggage able to get past Aswar. Baldwin still maintaining that third place position as Oxa Aswar came off the boat on the back section on the last lap. So taking a look down right now, it looks like we have McCluggage in front, Baldwin in second, and Aswar in third. So Baldwin with his gun sights now set on McCluggage. As we take an overhead view here from our Green Flight production crew. And there's your battle for the lead. Baldwin now able to get past as McCluggage has a mechanical issue as well. So now Baldwin is out in front with McCluggage in second, Aswar in third, and I believe McCluggage may be pulling off the track. So that'll put Aswar back up into second, Francis in third, and Aswar is going to have some problems here with Eric Francis because he's not running on all cylinders. So Brian Baldwin, your race leader, is the benefactor of that melee. And I'm sure Brian is pretty happy about this position right now, but can he hold on to it? Still a lot of time left to go here in race number 2. You're watching Pro Enduro 300 P1 Aquacross. So Brian Baldwin, there's your race leader, and you can see boat number 911 sneaking into the picture. As we take a look through the goggles there, boat number 911, that is Francis. Francis working to the outside of Baldwin, and they are side by side as they get ready to come into that front straightaway. They got a back marker in front of them, and Francis going to have to go wide if he wants to make this happen. As we take a look through Francis's goggles, and boom, just like that, baby, he moves up into first place. So Eric Francis, boat number 911, trying to stay undefeated in 2018. Great job there by Francis, and you can see he's getting tossed around like a rag doll out there. It speaks volumes of the shape that you have to be in to come out and compete in this Pro 300 Enduro class. Back on board with Brian Baldwin. And Baldwin currently sitting in that second place position with, I believe, it's Aero Aswar that is in third, and Oxa Aswar has climbed his way back into the fourth spot. And I believe in 5th is Ian Tosca. As we see Francis now grabbing the white flag, he'll take a look over. And now it is time to turn and burn for Eric Francis as he goes past his wife there, boat number 191, Sophie Francis. And again, Aero Aswar still maintaining that 3rd place position, down a cylinder for about the last 5 minutes of this one. And still on the gas, though, and it just speaks volumes of Dean's team. Even when they're broke, they're fast. Boat number 30, Carlito Devallier, has worked his way back into the picture, too. I believe currently running in that 6th place position and shooting for a 5th. Francis still the number 1 spot, the world points leader, and looking to go 3 for 3 here in 2018. Just a couple more buoys here for Francis before this one's in the books. Eric took a look behind him, didn't see anybody, so he knows he can pretty much put it in cruise control right now. Again, picking up that new sponsorship from Broward Motorsports has really helped him out as the checkered flag comes out, the hand goes in the air, and now it points down to that sponsor, Broward Motorsports. Again, Eric also getting some help from Dean's team and APS Racing, Fly Racing, and HydroTurf as well. So great job there by Francis, 3 for 3 in 2018. And you can tell he is pretty pumped as he takes a look over at the support crew. Brian Baldwin giving some words of advice there to the outlaw, Eric Lagopoulos. And you can tell they are stoked in the Broward Motorsports camp. Sam Nemi and Daniel Steele helping them back out with the checkered flag. And it's time to celebrate at Broward Motorsports. And congratulations to Eric Francis and that entire team of Broward Motorsports. They put together one whale of a team. Just opened up a couple of new shops down there in South Florida. You've got to check them out online, browardmotorsports.com. Taking a look at your finish, it was Francis in 1st, followed by Baldwin, a pair of Aswars. 5th place was Carlito Devallier, who was able to overtake that, and Anthony Radetic rounds out your top 6.
Eric, huge congratulations. I've seen you win many races, but this weekend you were supremely confident, and it was justified.
Yeah, this weekend really was, everything came together. The riding, the conditions, the team, the boat. I mean, just everything went perfect.
And you found the right spot out there on the track to make those passes stick.
Yeah, I mean, we made 2 of our biggest passes, one yesterday on Mac and one today on Baldwin, both for the lead. Same corner, same straightaway. When you find a sweet spot, you make it stick.
Keep that confidence now then till Sarasota.
Oh, we're carrying it all year. This is just the start, guys.
Let's take a look at our championship points for the weekend. 50 points for Francis, 37 for Baldwin. Aswar will get 30, his brother 27, 25 for Saxon, and 23 for Radetic. Taking a look at our overall championships in the Pro Enduro class, 75 points for Francis, 51 for Baldwin, Aero Aswar with 43, McCluggage with 37, Ian Tosca with 35, and Radetic with 27. And it's time for a champagne celebration here in St. Pete.
Well, sadly, another weekend's racing comes to a close, but huge congratulations to Eric Francis, who has put himself firmly in the driving seat as we head towards the next round. And that next round is the Hotel Planner Sarasota Grand Prix. So until then, from all of us here in St. Pete Beach, see ya.
Awesome series, guys.